Hello, everybody. Crisis 169 coming to you live here from uh, from my house here in Spectrum Internet. Just things going on in general, guys, today that we talk about and discuss here. Really looking at certain things here, figuring out what's going on. Um, what really is looking? Yeah, sorry, I'm kind of watching myself here too as well. Um, Trying to get feedback wherever I got feedback wherever I can. Making sure I'm broadcasting out. Sorry, guys, because last time I couldn't broadcast out. Watching myself on my phone here. How you doing? That's kind of weird, doesn't it? But yeah, though, I just want to make sure it's cool. So that's now that. So want to make sure it's on because last time I didn't do it. Okay, now let's get on it. Now let's get on to this. The video is first two parts. First, going to be 80% of the gamers, casual gamers, are looking more towards the PS5 instead of the Xbox X Series, and I'm going to discuss why that may be. The fact, what's really going on with that, what's causing that premise, but also is it to deal with Halo Infinite? Is it dealing with the lackluster Xbox Series games? I guess was. There's many factors, and I'm going to address three elephants in a room. I don't have room in here, but enough room to be all elephants here. The first elephant in the room is essentially that the Xbox X Series, the Xbox Microsoft itself is a good, it's a conglomerate company. Sorry, guys, I apologize. Sorry. It's work like morning. I woke up 8 this morning. I've been up 7%. I usually sleep in because I work nights. Okay, so we all know that Microsoft is a conglomerate company, and they're very big, very humongous. Um, just like entity behind World Championship Wrestling, Turner, Microsoft is a version of Turner to Xbox. But unlike the wrestling business and WCW, they didn't get drove in the ground or go bankrupt. Microsoft does not care if Xbox makes money. Now they probably do now, but they haven't for the last almost been 20 years in. You think it'd be 20 years? I think 20 years in 2021, a long time for our Xbox to be a game console, meaning a game division. But yeah, though. So we all know that Xbox is hemorrhaging money since day one. And the biggest three issues that I think elephants in the room are that Microsoft wants to make somewhat of a profit. I know Bill Gates went out there and showed the Xbox off, he's taking the X and called it the Xbox. He'll nod, snap photos, people still using the cameras that still came out or the film projected here, or you had to roll it and do pictures. Now I take pictures of your Samsung A20, you just take a picture and go shoot and send your friends. Because there's iPhones, but I like the Samsungs better. But that being said, though, is that an issue? Not to Microsoft. But the elephant in the room is that, they have gone the way of 3DO, but even weirder. They have 4 consoles right now out. The base Xbox One, the Xbox One S, Xbox One X, and the Xbox Set Edition. Digital Edition. 4 consoles, including a 5th one coming out this year, a new one, called the X Series and the Blackheart, you can call it Blackheart 1080p 4K one. So they're going to have 7 consoles to work with. And yes, the fanboys were morphing into action, saying how the Xbox showcase Halo was done weeks earlier and blah blah blah. Well, that's fun and great and sweet. That we understand that they're using a PC. They weren't using actual hardware. The PS5 showcase was all gameplay, but bits and pieces of it. But it was running on the PS5 hardware. The difference between Xbox and PlayStation was PlayStation was using their actual hardware, and Xbox was using a EA or a Ubisoft tactic. By of course, Ubisoft tactic could be looking good and great on this E3. Getting the game to a year later, it looks like it's been done on 360. So that right there, that's a joke there to Ubisoft and EA. Of course, I'm gonna get that about it. That's me and some gamers. But that's the elephant in the room. The biggest one of all of them is that gamers have too many choices. Try y'all again. Too many choices between games. They don't consoles. They don't have PS5 coming up. PS5 is only going to have games only on PS5. Yes, they'll have the PS4 titles, but games only on PS5 are going to be only on PS5. They ain't going to run, and unless it says backwards compatible with PS4. PS4 games will run better on PS5 than they would ever with Pro. That's been proven. It will run better. Now they haven't had a patent for disc-based PS1 or PS2 games yet, but maybe eventually they'll get down to that. And maybe August this month they'll come up and say something like that. Maybe they're probably gonna announce probably in their Silent Hill, because I know they had a leak image of Silent Hill, Konami and stuff like that. It could be a joke, whatever, it usually is. But you gotta take all things, not with a grain of salt. Take all things with his truth. When 80% of casual gamers say they prefer the Xbox, the PS5, digital or physical edition, over the Xbox X Series that's 12 teraflops of beating chest power, chair shirt, roar like lion power, that should give Xbox something. You know what? What the hell are we doing? With a powerful console, we have games that can run practically on a 360 outside of Halo. A little fairy game, the fairy gets eaten by a frog, kind of funny. I'm not going to look at that one. I have Ultimate anyway, too, and I have an Xbox One X, so I really don't have to upgrade. The PS4 is old, and it's 7 years old, and also I'm upgrading a PS5. I'm getting a PS5 anyway. So I was going to get a PS5 no matter what, but I wanted to wait and see. And I wanted a Pro for 2017, but I got an Xbox One X. Not a bad trade-off in my mind. So my next-gen console's covered. I'm not going to run there and go buy an X Series. I'm the 80%. I'm like probably the 1% of that who don't really care about X Series, because I already have an Xbox One X. If you have basic Xbox One or a One S, I can see going to a One X or an X Series. But if you get a 1080p TV like I do, now I may upgrade to a 4K TV. If I do, that PS5 will look really good, and the Xbox X will look really good too. But PS5 will beat it hands down. But the Xbox One game and Game Pass will look good on that 4K TV. Probably running 4K 60 frames a second. So that's not a bad thing. And both consoles are going to do 4K 60 launch. Not going to be turn switch and boom, 120 frames. No. You're not going to sit there and have boom, 120 out the gate on both consoles. It ain't going to happen, folks. They're going to slowly feed you this over a certain amount of time. They ain't going to give the whole shovel full of coal and shove it in your mouth one day. No, they're going to give you a piece of it until you become pretty much hooked on their console. So you have to understand that. Yes, the Xbox X Series is more powerful, but they're saying that the PS5 looks more visually pleasing at 1080p, 2K, 4K 60 only. They're saying most games won't get above 4K 60 on the PS5, and they'll look better than the Xbox X Series with 12 teraflops. Hopefully, developers outside of the Microsoft developers will utilize anything above 4K 60. So you have to understand, when I'm 38 years old, and I'm what they call the gaming generation. If you don't like it, I don't care. You can beat it. Hyphus 169, you're calling me not a gamer. If you were born around the 90s, you're in the Dreamcast or the PS2 as your console, you don't understand gaming. You don't understand where it came from. I played 2600 all the way up to the Dreamcast, to the PC, to now. So I've played everything you think of outside the 3DO. I played them in the stores, I went there and played the games. But I played them. They're old them, but I played them. So I knew what they're about at a young age. Couldn't afford it. Parents were not going to sit there and spend money. You call it cheap, but they don't want to spend $600 on consoles and they may not last a year. And 3DO did not. Now, the Neo Geo lasted 20 years. Non-CD one did. CD lasted me about a year. Less time than the Nintendo Virtual Boy. And that lasted a year. Anyway, though, that's it. Video not. No, video is not done. Because the Xbox fan base has to understand. And 20% of people who are going to buy it are the fanboys, or 10% fanboys who are going to morph into action and try to firebomb this video and say, oh my god, you don't understand. I'm part of the Xbox Defense Force. I'm a Lieutenant Colonel of Xbox Defense Force. How dare you say anything about Xbox? Listen, before you start beating your faces in the keyboard and elbow dropping like a macho man, ooh yeah, and elbow dropping on the keyboards, listen up. You're a minority. You have 10% of the 20%. You have the Xbox fans who like Xbox, who probably have a PlayStation 4, maybe a Slim, or maybe a 3, whateas. But they prefer Xbox as their console, friends playing on it, whatever. You get diehard fanboys that will run across the battlefield with that flag, get shot up for Xbox. That's like, yawn and turn your walk in the direction. I'll fight hard for the Xbox, and that's what those fanboys are. So you have 20% of the fanboys and 10% fanboys, 10% who are people just play Xbox because the friends have it, brother has it, father has it, the whole family has one. And they play, whatever. And that's fine. And that's fine. That is what you are, it's fine. The fanboys who morph into action and say, Mighty Morphin Fanboy Ranger, and they call the fanboys lords and try to firebomb and destroy and burn up stuff and run around and freak out. So they are the Antifa on the online forums. And YouTube as well, YouTube. Because they'll freak out and have a seizure, talk all the smack, then when the Xbox Showcase happens, they all go running, scurrying away. You can't find them, man. So PlayStation has an issue, and they're all jumping in fanboy zords and doing the samba and doing cha-cha until Sony launches a good game and they run back to YouTube, back to the YouTube refugee camps and hide. That's what they did last generation. But everybody's saying that PlayStation is going to have a good year. But moving on from the Xbox stuff, they're going to have 7 consoles to deal with. Last gen consoles have to get games for it too. So that Halo game could be what it is because it's what it is. It's running on PC. Because they said in a memo, somebody got leaked to have talked about how a developer or a programmer said to a person online, YouTuber, I don't know if it was Chris Utech USA or somebody else. Chris Utech USA or somebody else talked about it in the video, saying that the Xbox X Series could not run Halo Infinite. It kept crashing. Would it debug properly? Probably not. So, oh boy, another Halo game is going to crash and burn for 100 days. And they're even rumored, of putting it, putting Halo Infinite back in the oven for a couple more months or another year, because they ain't ready to be cooked and served yet. They ain't ready to be taken out and served yet. So obviously something's wrong with it. If that's the case, then Xbox has lost the whole damn generation. I mean, literally, you cannot make this stuff up, folks. You can be a diehard fanboy Ranger, fanboy Mighty Morphin call your Zords and get the little wand come down and make your monster grow and other crap. And I love Power Rangers. I still do. I'm still watching on Netflix when I can. When it comes to go to Netflix, streaming. And call it fits and do their little poses and stuff like that. And fanboy Rangers. That's what it is. They call down their fire Zords and try to run around and fight the war that Xbox and Microsoft never asked for. And never asked to fight because they're a bunch of goofers. A bunch of goobers. The same for PlayStation Pony, same thing. I like the Switch more than both of them. That doesn't mean I'm a Nintendo one, but I don't care. I think Switch is a great console. I use it more dock than I do handheld. But I do play handheld. It's interesting to be at work when I'm at lunch, popping it out of my locker and playing it. But it's hassle carrying all that stuff around, so it's whatever. The fact is, folks, the Xbox X Series has trouble. Xbox has trouble this generation, like they had in 2013 during the last new generation. Is the fact that Xbox can't get out of their own way, and that's the biggest problem. Microsoft and Xbox are too busy screwing things up. I think Xbox wants to release every game early so they can get it out there, like they do with Windows. Release it, we'll patch it later on. And that's fun and great for Windows XP and Windows 10, Windows 8.1. When you're taking out a powerhouse title, AAA or AA title, like Halo Infinite, and you're running on a PC because the Xbox X Series can't run it for whatever reason, you have a serious problem, folks. And that's not a joke or a pun. It's like, what the hell are you guys doing? You guys had 7 years of doing absolutely nothing. You released a bunch of consoles. You guys just couldn't take a little bit extra time working on a game. We all know what happened to what they did and Microsoft did to Halo Master Chief Collection. I bought an Xbox for that game, but also for Dead Rising 3 and Titanfall and luckily the other games, Sunset Overdrive. Because I would have been pissed off at one game I wanted and it didn't work. They didn't work for over 100 days. When it did work out 100 days, it's still issue. Now just like Battlefront 2, it works better and it's good to play. It's fine. But it's been out for a couple of years, folks. So that's it on that end. Xbox has a problem. Xbox is that American Beauty, that guy American Beauty. Xbox is having identity crisis. They don't know what to do. They're trying to be rebel. I'm cool, but they're a 40-year-old father telling your son, hey, you messed with the wear your seatbelt kind of thing. And you think they're cool, so they're gonna tear their shirt off and get a tattoo and ride a bike or a motorcycle or buy an expensive car or whatever. I watched American Beauty. It's not a bad movie. But that being said, though, Xbox ain't the cool kids, tongue sticking out the ring, Mountain Dew. They're not the cool kids anymore. They're a company. You can have T Square on G4 coming back, by the way, interesting. Telling people noobs and Call of Duty crap on Xbox. That's fun and great and all. But we're not kids anymore. I haven't been a kid in 30 years. So, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. So, a lot of us are pretty old now. And Sony is the only company now, PlayStation the only company that's given us games and reasons to buy their console. Xbox is not. Xbox is going to a gaming service. They want to push Game Pass. And here's Game Pass now, part of this situation now. How I feel about Game Pass. I think Ultimate's a great service to have. If you're a budget gamer, you don't care about owning anything, taking things to GameStop or Walmart or whatever else, or any friend, we'll download games, play them as you want, and then just beam back onto the Xbox server when you're done. And Game Pass for you. I own a couple games. They're all digital. Granted, most of them are story-based only. Some of them like Battlefront 2 and games like that. that have online play, and when online play goes offline like Battlefront 1 did, it will no longer be useful. But it has story campaigns that I haven't even touched yet. May well eventually try hard. I have Titanfall 2 as well too, about $5 Ultimate Edition. Play the hell out of the campaign. Play online. Online is still pretty good. PC has it on it now. Maybe hop on it sometime this week, and maybe it'll be better matchmaking. Maybe because Xbox and PC are kind of going together. Maybe a good thing for them. Maybe it's a good thing. But Game Pass bothers me because yes, we're getting rid of Xbox Live. We're forcing to buy Ultimate to play the games on there. That has gold anyway. So essentially, you're paying for the same service. We'll just force you to buy this instead of having the option of buying gold in Game Pass separate, like I've done for years. I got hooked on Game Ultimate because I played Gears of War 5 early, 4 days early. Download it, boom, got it. 4 days early. No stupid little trophy figurine crap. Maybe a little app or a little bit of a game score pops up. Like, welcome to whatever. But that was, a year or two ago. Gears 4 was good. Gears 5 was better. I'll give you that much. If you play Gears 5, get Game Pass Ultimate and play it. You won't hate it. Story's a little weird, but hell, Gears of War has been weird since day one. So, if you don't like weird games, then you won't like this. Games like Fear on there, and games like Prey on there, the newer one in space. And that movie at all, and bad game at all. I mean, Fear's a movie with Mark Wahlberg. That's not weird. That's still a good movie too, though. Anyway, my biggest fear is Game Pass Ultimate. People are being hoodwinked and duped into believing that when they get rid of Game Pass Gold, Xbox Gold, they'll have free online. That may be true, but you're going to be paying $70, $80 for that Halo game. You see what they're doing? They're going to wean you off physical media to go buy. Hey, you can spend $20 a month here, or $360 a year for Game Pass Ultimate, and you get every game we have for nothing, or $20 a month. You know it's going to go up. Wow, it's a deal. It is a deal. And if you're a budget gamer or somebody who has a son who has an Xbox One S or a One X, or you get a One X or whatever, X Series for Christmas, and you have enough money for a game, give them, 3 month card of or 1 3 month card of Ultimate, 3 months. With all the games you want, 3 months. Once it expires, then you have a problem. But to keep it going, you have games forever, but never own. You're leasing the game. Practically leasing the console. You can lease the console now. Xbox trying to do where you take it home, you make monthly payments, rush your life right down. So by the time the next console comes back, you have it paid off. Kind of funny, huh? Don't like buying a phone. This phone cost me $381. $250 would be include the package plan, the case, the first month, blah blah. Activation about $381. $100 more. I love the phone. I Cricket, now T-Mobile. I'll make a video on that later on, why I left and how my review of T-Mobile is going to be. 6-month review. I do about 6-month review here coming up. Said 1 year. I want to do 6 month, half a year, see how I like it, what's going on with them, blah blah for that. But what people know though, that it's not right to judge a company by the merits, but you judge it by how it's holding itself accountable. And we know Xbox games are going to be crap because we've seen them crap before. And no one wants to understand that, and to understand why the games are crap, and understand how to fix the games. It's kind of hard to explain to somebody why to buy an Xbox. Well, you had Massive Collection and games like that come out dead in the water. Scalebound been canceled and never heard from again. And they sit there and they stew about that stuff. But they don't steal about the games they need to be creating. I think Xbox needs to understand that Game Pass is great and all, but all I got from the Xbox Game Pass Xbox Showcase was buy Game Pass Ultimate. All these games are going to be on it, plus 100,000, probably more, and half of them, about 99% will be shovelware. The other 1% will be good games, but you have a good deal because it's a good deal. Pick it up and go buy that right now. And that's pretty much what it said. PlayStation, like, we have a lot of games that works here. We have Ratchet & Clank coming out day one. Gran Turismo. We have Horizon maybe coming out that day or a year from now, and maybe a new Infamous game. But we have games coming out. Oh, by the way, our console back compatible with PS4. So you have apples and oranges there, folks. You're gonna buy a console that's heavy rated, heavy duty on Game Pass Ultimate and games of service and not really having any reason why they don't want to sell physical media, or do you want to go with a company like Sony that's telling you having games? You can buy them digitally. You can buy a digital console. The PS5 digital will be the same power as the PS5 physical. The Xbox version to the digital PS5 will be underpowered to be 1080p to 2K machine. Granted, if you only have a 1080p 2K TV, it ain't gonna matter. But if you're gonna spend, let's say it's $250 again, or $299 for that one, or it's like it's like $399, or $499 for the physical one. Are you gonna sit there and spend extra $150, $200, or I'll say $100 more on the physical one? You have a disc drive, so you can watch movies, but you may not have 4K TV, but you can watch whatever. Some people want to have physical media still. Now, if you can get PlayStation has better sale on their games, they're not eating buck pop, just like Xbox will hopefully have it. When you digitally download it, now you're gonna have to have an extended hard drive, an SSD. And so very smart book companies will go on that route. Because they know both games are gonna be beefy. But is the Xbox X Series gonna break the Sony pony? No. It can't and won't, because Xbox doesn't have a little snowball's chance. Unless they come out unless Sony comes out and says they're gonna do their PS5 is gonna be a DRM machine, like the Xbox base model is gonna be, and they have no used games, then it'd be a one-legged man in a bucket contest, and Xbox will win that one hands down. But since Sony's not that stupid, and they're driving their company on the fact that PlayStation sales help people maybe the PC line or TVs again, because they're trying to sell their TV to PS5s. You'll see a bundle from Christmas probably this time next Christmas. We get like a PS5 included. You buy like a $2,000 damn friggin' television, Sony television. I guarantee you might see it. You might see it on PlayStation and Sony.com. You might see it probably in the Best Buy store maybe. I guarantee you they're gonna give away one of those damn consoles to sell a $2,000 TV. Because why? The console is gonna look great on TV. The console, you can buy 4 consoles probably at the main price for one of those TVs. So since the hell they could give you 2 away, right? But they won't. They'll give you 1. Again, I'm not saying it's gonna be happen. I guarantee it. They want to make money on our TVs. They think they'll start bundling the damn PS5 with. I guarantee they'll start flying off the shelves. I get $2,000 TV or $1,500 TV, $1,000 TV. I get a PS5 for free. Even if it's the digital model only, it's still the same power as the physical model. It doesn't have a disc drive. So you use watch Netflix and Hulu TV. Who cares, right? You can download games and play it. So just that there is different. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. Which comments below? Please comment below here. The video's kind of long, it's 30 minutes. My video. Thank you once again for watching. I appreciate the views. Guys, share the video, guys. I need your help. Please share the video around with friends, your colleagues at work, colleagues at school. Anybody who's a gamer who likes to listen to what I have to say and they care what I have to say, share it with your friends. Share it with your family. If they like talking about kind of random fat guy ramble about stuff. Helps the channel a lot. Helps me a lot. keep me going on this. Because I have a full-time job outside. So, but I still do this for fun. But I like it a lot. It's great. Once again, like, subscribe when you're down, leave a comment. Push the subscribe button, ring the bell, thumb up, thumb down. Once again, share it with your friends. Appreciate it. See you guys later. Be safe out there. Peace out, everybody.